If you're trying to build your brand, then you just proved to me that you have no idea what your brand is. The short truth is your brand is who you are right now and the promise that you make to everyone that you interact with right now. But what does that mean? Right now, as an artist, you're leaving the best version of yourself behind, trying to become someone that everyone else says you should be to get noticed. Or you're either trying to do what you think you should be doing to get noticed. That's why if you're trying to build your brand, it's not working. So if you've paid for courses and books on this stuff and it doesn't work out for you, this is why. Now, you're probably somebody you don't want to be, missing out on the greatness that is yourself. So let's reel it back in a bit. You can't build your brand because you're not working on your character and becoming the best version of yourself that you can be. That's it. So let me bring this home for a minute. When I wanted to become a big producer, I wanted to wear like all of the clothes, the cool clothes that came with it and fit into what the industry norms were for producers. Like I even tried all of the gear that everyone else said I should have. And I looked outside of myself and said, if I want to be that, then I have to look like that. And I have to use that gear. And I've got to be in Atlanta. Like if I want to make it as a producer, but I was wrong because it turned out that I didn't produce any of my groundbreaking work, for me at least, in Atlanta. None of it, actually, right? I did a lot of engineering stuff here, but not production work. And though I've known this for a while, this whole branding thing didn't give me a breakthrough until a few weeks ago, hearing Myron Golden speak about what it is. Now, of course, it was for business, so I had to translate it because in the music world, artists are the brand, a personal brand. So let's dig in. Now, most artists think the brand image is all there is to a brand, the colors, the styling, the makeup, but it's not just the brand image that represents the brand. You build a brand by predetermining the story that you'd like people to think about when they hear your name. Okay, now you can predetermine a story, but as an artist, being who you truly are is best, if you want to remain authentic, of course. So who are you? Like, what is your story? What are the characteristics of you in your mind? Find the roles that you play most of the time, and that is you as the main character in this movie called Life on Earth. You see what I'm saying? Your name, your birthplace, where you live now, your favorite music, your colors, your food, your activities, your favorite forms of expression, etc., etc. What are your goals and what are you attempting to achieve, and who are your guides and your coaches, and what obstacles have you overcome, and what are your beliefs? Ultimately, what is the transformation you want to see in yourself 10 years from now? Promise yourself you're going to be that. That is your brand. Your brand is the predetermined story you'd like people to think about when they hear your name. Let it click, let it sink in. This is what it is. If you really think about it, that's what you think about your favorite brands and businesses. So if we talk about the brand image, now you have to show up like that. You have to show up as that predetermined story. Portray the best version of the earthly character you are and design your image to represent the characteristics of that character. That's it. There's nothing complex about it. The truth is, you already know what the image is. Just think, like, if I had $10,000 to buy an outfit and hairstyle to represent myself right now, like, what would I buy? Accessories and all. Picture yourself in the mirror, right? That's you at your core. Those are your choices. From there, you can get somebody to help you optimize what's already there to make it better and more coherent. But that's it. Right? Don't overcomplicate this whole thing, because many artists look outside of themselves to portray an overall image that the industry wants to project onto culture. But you've got to remember, that's not who you are. That's what the industry is trying to push the general population to. But this is how you get stuck in the industry and stifle your growth. So stick to your guns and you'll see your fans give you something that most artists don't truly get when fame fades. And that is respect. If you do this now, building a fan base and moving forward in the industry becomes a joy and not a chore, because you enjoy doing music as yourself because it's easy, right? It's hard to be someone else, but it's easy to be yourself. It's easy to be yourself. So how do we build this brand promise? Because now that your main character or your characteristics have been defined and its respective corresponding image has been constructed, then you have to make the same promise we made to yourself earlier to the public. And that is called your brand promise. You promise to the public to stay true to the character you are and stay true to your brand story. Think about this. What would happen if the character in a movie suddenly switched to a different character and we're like, whoa, what happened to the plot? What happened to the script? Oh man, this movie sucks, man. What? That's what's going to happen. So when you say something and you do what you said you were going to do, only then can you dwell amongst the people you gave your word to. That's your fan culture. This is the most beautiful part about being true to yourself, right? People gather around, and eventually if you make them an offer, they'll give you money because they respect the person who is being true to themselves. They respect the person who respects themselves. When they see this level of authenticity, they champion it as a breath of fresh air, a break from the norm. This is your brand promise. And when your word becomes your flesh, word is bond, kid, you can dwell amongst the people you gave your word to. And when your word becomes your flesh, word is bond, people believe your story. Then and only then can they witness you in all your glory. So here's what you want to avoid doing, because this is where everybody gets stuck. It's because their promise to be who they are to the public doesn't match up with how they show up. So you appear inauthentic. You see what I'm saying? So when it's really bad, people can tell right off the top. And this is why people say, believe in yourself and stay true to yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can only be you. And that's the best and easiest character you can be. The best and easiest character you can play. So optimize that character. Refine that character and stay true to that character, and you will witness your fan base flourish. Because if your word doesn't become your flesh, word is bond, yo, you cannot dwell amongst the people you gave your word to. You have to hide from those very same people. And if you flip the switch back to authenticity, the game becomes easier to play. And I know this because when I started this channel, I fell into my true self, being who I am, which is a mentor and a teacher of the game at heart. I just had to play the game first instead of becoming a book professor, right? Because I mean, you don't see my plaques and stuff back here, even though I just ordered some and I'm gonna hang them on the wall eventually. You'll probably see them next month whenever they come in the mail. I'll put everything back up, but I had to play the game. I got the accolades, but I'm a professor and I'm a teacher, right? And I'm a mentor of the game. I had to play it, but I became my true self and I got out of that whole thing about you gotta be this or be that to be in the industry, right? So whether you're entering the game or you've been playing for a while, I bet that your brand story and image needs some refocusing and some readjustments. The strange thing is, if you don't make a change, you actually don't fall behind in the game. You fall behind in your personal life development. So stop waiting, doing vision boards and color matching and all that stuff that takes you out of your character. If you need those to define who you are, great, but don't let it take you away from who you are. Okay, away from the true character, because sometimes you can get caught up in saying, ooh, that looks good, but it's only a minuscule, like a minute part of your total character, and you're trying to put all your character into those little pieces, and that's not really who you are. So that's sometimes how vision boards can get you lost. But the easiest way to develop your characteristics is to see them on paper. Find a character development questionnaire for a story character, not an artist, because you'll end up answering questions related to music that take you in a different direction. So picture yourself in the Life on Earth movie where there are 7 billion characters and extras and all these other people, and use that questionnaire to define who you are so you can see it, right? It may have 100 plus questions on it, but what will happen is a transformation will happen in your mind about you and make you see yourself. Then you can put the clothes on and style your character as if it were an avatar in a video game. It will begin to make sense. It will be so simple. It's like, it will be so simple that it's hard. So action gets things done, and we don't build hope here at Music Money Makeover. We breed action takers. So are you one? That's my question. If you are, do this right now today. Get back on track so you can remain authentic to yourself and build your fan culture. So my mantra is, how much longer can you afford not to do this, right? You only got one life to live, so do it now. And you can join the Music Money Makers crew beneath this video if you need a support group. We're all here to help you. Plus, more stuff is in there, right? But staying true to yourself, self-discovery, or even changing your public image isn't the real challenge or obstacle or issue. It's the fear of rejection and criticism that holds you back. It's the fear of, what you might find about yourself that holds you back. It's the fear of your existing fan base that's gonna probably hold you back, but not really. The truth is, fans respect authenticity. Again and again, I have to say it, and growth more than a static artificial image. By gradually introducing authentic aspects of yourself while maintaining the quality of your music and the engagement with the fans, you'll actually strengthen your connection with your true supporters and attract new ones who resonate with your genuine self. And you don't have to figure it all out all at once. So start by embracing small aspects of your authentic self, whether that's your taste in music or your creative process or even your quirks, and gradually build upon that. See what I'm saying? Build upon that foundation and you'll become more comfortable in your own skin. But finally, if you're just starting, focus on building genuine connections with your early supporters who resonate with your authentic self. Remember, every successful artist started by being unapologetically themselves, and that authentically is what created their strongest fan connections. You see what I'm saying? It really is. The Music Money Makers crew and I are here to help you in any way we can. So click the link below to join us. But by all means, stay true to yourself and don't let the industry change your authenticity and brand image. If it doesn't offer optimization, don't take the bait. Don't take it, right? Because a lot of times people will say, oh man, you signed this deal. I mean, we'll do such and such and such for you, but then they won't optimize your brand. They'll change your brand. This is what we really want, and we're giving you this money. So I know that that's who you are. We'll take a little bit of you, but this is the narrative we want to push, and we'll put a little bit of you in there and we'll push our narrative because we gave you the money. I don't want you to be in that position, and I don't think you want to be in that position either. So if you were struggling with building your brand or its story and its promise or its image, right? You now have the means to truly step outside and be the authentic artist you've always wanted to be. Music Money Makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the Music Money Makers community beneath this video, grab the 60-day record label course, grab the free stuff, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And guess what? I'll see you next time. Peace.